2025 was an absolute banger year for Palia. They introduced Elderwood, ranching, bundles, dailies, and the community absolutely loved it. There was a lot of returning players and a lot of new players to Palia as well. Last year, on the end of 2024, I put out a video called Palia in 2025. It was pretty much me guessing and speculating what's going to be coming this year, and a lot of them actually came true. We ended up getting ranching. We got beekeeping, kinda, we're going to go 50-50 on that one, but today I'm doing Palia in 2026. My predictions and guesses, we already know some of these are in fact coming because they now sit in the roadmap video. So starting today, what's coming up between today and the end of 2026. So first up, let's talk about something small but mighty, and that is jar placement. I know with the recent Jamboree community event and those rewards, you get it because it's fertilizer, that are coming with the event, the rewards aren't the best, to be honest with you. But they did announce with that community event will come with a jar plushie. However, a lot of people have stated that we've been wanting jar placement for a very long time. And the fact that we don't have it yet is kind of crazy. So I personally feel like we'll be getting star jar placement in 2026. The community has been very vocal about wanting it, and I feel like it's a no-brainer. Next on the list is co-op living and housing. This was teased in the 2025 Palia Path roadmap video, and it's hands down one of the most anticipated features. Picture this, you and your friends, or in my case, my fiance, living on the same plot, building and decorating together. Now, me and Em, we really don't care for the decorating in Palia. A lot of you guys know that. That is the last thing we worry about. But it would still be great if we lived on the same plot and we built our, Palian dream home together. I just smacked my mic. We are very down for that, whether it's planning a shared garden, cooking in the kitchen, or just ranching together, because that's something we absolutely love to do. Co-op housing is going to make the game feel so much more connected. The developers have said they're working on overcoming technical hurdles for this, so I'm betting we'll see it roll out early to mid 2026. Another feature we know is coming thanks to the roadmap is a major buffer photo mode. Palia's world is gorgeous and the players been begging for tools to show off their builds. We're talking free camera movement, customizable lighting, new poses, facial expressions, lens flares, the whole shebang, the whole everything, the whole package. Now I'm excited for this one because I'm a content creator. YouTubers, Twitch streamers, we take pictures for thumbnails, and this will give me a lot more creative freedom. But overall, this upgrade will be perfect because it's going to make every screenshot amazing, and we're going to talk a little bit more about screenshots later in the video. Next, let's talk exploration, because Palia's world is about to get even bigger. The roadmap confirmed a new adventure zone is coming, and I've got two guesses of where it's going to head. First up, the plains. You hear about this place all the time in the lore, especially in dialogue around Harvest Meadows. Plus, Hacian and Sifu are practically from the plains, so it'd be a perfect spot to continue their story. Now imagine wide open fields and new huntables like a flying creature. I'm thinking that owl statue thing that we get with the horns. I would love to see that at night flying. Yeah, that thing would be it's so cool to hunt. I would love that. Also new forageables, fish, new cooking recipes, even ores to mine. My second guess is the Painted Desert. This location has been creeping more and more into the lore, much like the Elderwood did. If you check out the roadmap video where they show kind of like a base terrain of the next adventure zone, it's pretty big. It's pretty vast. It's open, almost like a field in a plain or a desert. It has hills and things like that. So that's kind of like where my guessing is coming from. Both would bring fresh mechanics, maybe even riffrock racing, which will bring me to my next prediction. Let's talk mounts. I'm convinced they're coming in 2026, possibly even sooner, maybe December. I actually chatted with some awesome Palia content creators at TwitchCon, and majority of us agreed. Palia's world, as it stands, isn't quite big enough for mounts yet, but with a new adventure zone dropping, it's going to be plenty spacious. Ranching was introduced in 2025, and what better way to tie it into the exploration than letting us ride Ormus or Riffrocks? How I'm picturing this to go down, and it's all because of Neo's recent dialogue added to the game where he's talking about mounts and Riffrocks and stuff like that, is he's going to come to your plot. He's going to be like, hey, we got to go to the plains or the Painted Desert, and that's far away. It's super far away. You're going to need a rideable creature of some kind where he's going to be like, here's a Riffrock. And that's when you're going to get your first free mount. You can equip it and you can ride off with Neo into the sunset. But I do think this is when they're going to introduce a mount handler's license, very similar to the pet handler license. If you don't know what the pet handler license is you pay, real money to bring out the pets that you've bred in your barn to show off. So I think we're probably going to get something very similar to that, where we can then purchase riff rocks and breed them to get cool looking ones, and that we could pay a mount handler license to bring them out. On top of that, mount skins will be introduced to the game. That's going to be a natural addition, where you'll be able to show off different types of mount breeds that you can just purchase and equip. But going away from the premium side of how they're most likely going to do mounts, I do want to talk about the mini games associated with mounts, because I definitely feel there'll be mount racing. If it's going to be a new zone and it's going to be huge, like the size of a desert or the plains, we'll probably have the addition of a racing style minigame, because this is very common across a lot of MMOs. I also believe mounts could provide additional storage for those long resource grinds. Now, going back to what I said earlier and how I stated Palia is not big enough for mounts, I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me. I've had this conversation a lot during my Twitch chat, and a lot of people have stated that the Elderwoods has added a lot to the game and it has made the world a lot bigger enough for mounts. Well, the Elderwoods is not traversal in any way for a horse-like creature. It goes up and down. It is not, gallop worthy. And then a lot of people be like, well, what about flying mounts? They can go up and down. They're not going to want to do that in Palia. There is a lot of areas we could possibly get out of the map, and they don't want that. So from a world size and I guess game development standpoint, the world is just not big enough for it. And we can even take a look at other MMOs that waited to add mounts to the game until the world was bigger. So first up is New World. Didn't add mounts until 2023 expansion, Rise of the First Light, because the map needed to feel expansive enough to justify it. Guild Wars 2 waited until Path of Fire expansion in 2017 to introduce mounts, ensuring that the world was vast enough for it. Even in Final Fantasy, they held off on mounts in their early zones, saving them for larger areas in a realm reborn. Hell, if you want to compare it to a cozy game, Disney Dreamlight Valley just got mounts. They are just now getting it. Palia is following the same playbook, building a world that feels just right for mounts. I'm betting we'll see them in 2026, possibly even sooner. However, I believe they are tied to the new zone's launch. Next up is weather. I predicted this in my 2025 video, and while we didn't get it, I am doubling down for 2026. There are signs Singularity 6 is testing this already. If you've been to the caves of Bahari, you've probably noticed more water droplets falling from the ceiling, creating a rain-like effect. To me, this is the devs experimenting with weather mechanics. The game's already teasing weather-specific content, like the fish description that states that it'll only appear during rain. Now imagine foraging rare plants that only bloom in a storm, or hunting creatures that emerge in the fog conditions. A weather system would add so much immersion, and it would make me so happy. It would just make me feel like I'm right in the game. I would love it. And with the weather, let's talk seasons. I believe that we're going to see a lot more seasonal changes between now and the end of 2026. They're going to start implementing a lot more, but the one I want to talk about the most right now is seasonal creatures. With the introduction of the pumpkin rockhopper, this was healthy FOMO. We all know that the pumpkin rockhopper is going to be coming back later on in the game. I would love if each season we got something like this. For example, and just hear me out, we get a red-nosed Sernuk and Bahari. It's going to be like the Proudhorn. We can call it the Proud Nose or something like that. I don't know. I just want to hunt Rudolph and see what he tastes like. Let's talk social features, because Palia is all about community and it needs some upgrades. The player profiles added recently were a fantastic start. This was something I was absolutely begging them for. However, I do believe they accidentally dropped them early and are just kind of playing with it and be like, surprise, but there's no way I can confirm that. But the player profiles are still pretty bare bones. I'm predicting a major social overhaul in 2026, including last online indicators so you know when your friends were last in game, and so I know who to finally remove off my friends list, which it's something I'm going to talk about in a second. The friends list needs some love. The 200 friend cap is a real struggle, especially for content creators and streamers like me. Hosting events or giveaways, which we do giveaways a lot on our Twitch channel and our Discord channel, so be sure to check those out, means adding tons of Palians, new and old, and then we have to remove people to make space for that. This can feel personal even when it's not. I can't tell you how many DMs I've gotten from people after I removed them to make space for other people for an event or for a giveaway. They felt hurt, they felt like it was not something that they deserved, and I get it, it sucks. So a higher cap or a better management system would be a game changer. Then there are communities. I have over 20 Palia communities, and that is chaotic. We even paused to make new ones for 6 months because it was so hard to organize. A community update could fix this with features like a 200 community player cap, unified hubs, shared quests, group goals, and even being able to edit the community description. The fact that we can't do that is crazy to me. But imagine community-wide events where everyone works towards a reward like a special decor item or possibly even a legendary recipe. I would love that. I would cook that up in a second. If they introduce legendary recipes, oh buddy. These changes would make Palia feel even more like a living, breathing world. Last but not least, and it's something that I really want, and I can't explain why, it's just something that I think it would benefit Palia so much, is a mailing system. Imagine sending your friends a letter with a star quality ruby, a plushie, or even a heartfelt note using in-game gold. Maybe you could send one letter per real-world day to keep it balanced. This would be so fun for building connections, especially for the ones who love the cozy personal side of Palia. Now, going back to what I said earlier about updating the photo mode and everything like that, I think it'd be really cool to send pictures in the mail like postcards. One, you take a picture and you can send it, and then also that person could save that image. You took it, they could save it. That'd be great. It's these small features that would spark joy and make every login feel special, knowing there's a chance that you can hop into the game and have a letter from your friend. And that is my list of predictions for 2026, from jar replacements, mounts, weather, next adventure zone, all that. I think a lot of that is coming to the game. I'm very excited for. What do you think is coming to the game in Palia in 2026? Let me know in the comments down below. But while you guys are down there commenting, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. If you want to know the exact moment I upload a video, be sure to join my Discord. My Discord is a super happy and friendly community where everyone is welcome. If you're watching this right now, this very second, there's a chance that I'm streaming on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Perzival. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays around 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to hop in and hang out, we go as long as we possibly can, or until my stomach makes sounds and I need food. If you guys like podcasts, I have two. I have What Dwells Beneath, which is a true crime and paranormal podcast. It is me in a more serious light, less jokey, more stabby. And I have Paleontology, my Palia podcast. Both of those are in the description down below. You can find them on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And last but not least, be sure to follow me on all my social media. I have TikTok, X, Instagram, all that. That's all down there as well. But yeah, that's the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!